Already, XRP is worth more than $227, and this breakout we're talking about will happen in exactly 15 days, on October 31st or November 1st. This will set off a huge price increase for XRP. This video is very important. If you own even one XRP, you should watch it because it contains news that has never been made public before. It involves the direct entry of hundreds of trillions of dollars into the XRP ledger. This huge amount of money will cause a substantial supply shock, which will ultimately drive the price of XRP to over $227. All of this information has also been backed up and checked. In fact, we have the clip, the information, and the proof. Let's get started because we have a lot to talk about. The financial system is changing, and in particular, the United States is changing its payment systems. They are updating their payment methods and means, and what we're really seeing is the integration of cryptocurrencies and blockchain into the US federal banking system. Brad Garlinghouse just announced a huge breakthrough, the unlocking of XRP to power the whole new US banking system and framework. He even said that global liquidity is the foundation of the future of finance and that XRP and the XRP ledger will make it possible. This is important because President Trump is about to announce that they are renewing the whole federal payment system with new up-to-date technology. This includes the US-based FedNow payment system, which is important for all US-based payments within the country, between countries, and even within the Federal Reserve. That's right, you need to understand the time frame. At the same time that Brad Garlinghouse says XRP will power the new US banking system, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, says that the Federal Reserve payment system will be updated to a more modern and digital system. But that's not all. On Fox News, the CEO of Bank of America publicly announced that the bank is now switching all of its payment systems to automatically use XRP. This unlocks hundreds of billions of dollars. But the fact that a US-based institution is making this change is still a big deal, and it supports the idea that the Federal Reserve will likely use and support XRP for its hugely updated banking system. In fact, David Schwartz, Ripple's CTO, just announced that banks are now integrating XRP. This means that the licensed Ripple Bank is going to run entirely on the XRP ledger, and it's going to drive payments onto XRP using XRP. Again, trillions of dollars are being unlocked right in front of our eyes. Let's go back to the Trump point because I think it's very important to remember that XRP will be priced at $227 in the next month or so. Guys, take a look at this picture. That's Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, and that's Donald J. Trump right next to him. Guys, these guys have met a lot of times, so it wouldn't be a big surprise if it did happen, especially since the XRP ledger is now used to support the Federal Reserve payment system. There is no doubt that Eric Trump, son of President Donald Trump, has met and is personally acquainted with Brad Garlinghouse. He not only refers to Brad Garlinghouse, but also Brad Ripple and XRP. Again, this shows that XRP is well known in a very large way in the federal government, in the payment industry, and in the official world of the very wealthy and powerful. BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs are just a few of the companies that know about XRP. How did they get to know XRP? Well, a story was confirmed and checked, so it's true that JP Morgan and BlackRock have been buying XRP. In fact, JP Morgan is putting out an XRP fund. This fund's only goal is to buy and hold XRP, and they've been doing just that for years, even before Ripple's case with the SEC. There's clearly a close link, and these guys have been buying XRP because they know where it's going. Let's keep going. I'm going to play the clip for you so you can hear it for yourself and not just believe what I say. Talking about $227 in the next 15 days is huge. I know it sounds crazy, but when you look at what's about to happen, like what I'm about to reveal right now, which is the direct unlocking of $600 trillion into the XRP ledger, that's unheard of, but it will cause a supply shock right away. But before we watch this video, guys, you need to look at XRP and the charts, which have formed a juicy, nice recovery. I mean, it did go down a bit and then come back up nicely. Now we're in a holding pattern, but guys, we've teamed up with Apple to give everyone watching today's video, yes, you, up to $100 in free XRP. That's right, you get $100 that you can use to buy XRP or any of your other favorite cryptocurrencies. This is a golden opportunity. You'll never get another one like it in your life. All you have to do is sign up for Apple using the link in the description and make a transaction. The whole process takes less than 5 minutes, so I definitely recommend it. Now let's get back to the video. It's important to remember that for this to happen, Trillions of dollars must enter the XRP ledger all at once, causing a supply shock. This can only happen a few times and by a few institutions, including the Federal Reserve, which is why we talked about XRP. But guys, this next clip will also shock you. Take a look at it right now. The U.S. Treasury Scott Bessent says we are about to see major gains in investments, productivity, and job growth across America. It's crazy, the timing for all of this simultaneously happening again. We didn't even get to the best part because the best part is still coming. This right here is the Federal Reserve Chairman. He just officially gave the green light for institutions to utilize cryptocurrencies at scale like XRP. Again, the timing of all of this is just magnificent because you're seeing Donald Trump say, we're going to update the payment sector. You're seeing the US Treasury say that everything is about to explode, boom up in value price, increase percentages, about to skyrocket. You're seeing the federal government, the Board of Governors literally go out publicly and say that now that our banks in the United States can literally use cryptos like XRP. Now, here's the best part. It's all about to happen. It's all unfolding. The unlock of trillions of dollars. The number to be exact is $650 trillion. In fact, even Ripple highlighted this number recently when they were talking about the real estate market, which is the most valuable asset class, or at least one of the most valuable asset classes at over 600 trillion. See, just recently, the real estate market is about to come onto the XRP ledger, and it's being completed by a real fire, a massive institution that is set to unlock trillions of dollars worth of real estate onto the XRP ledger. And it's actually allowing the purchase of real estate globally using XRP, and most importantly, the main token, the real token, which is built on the XRP ledger. This is a real token, a massive institution setting the goal to unlock over $654.39 trillion industry, which is the real estate market using the XRP ledger, and real token, which is built on the XRP ledger as well. Now, if you want to know a bit about real token is a phase one supply of about 22 million left, which is nothing you're talking about. It's a plus shot. Could really skyrocket the price into hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But it's backed by RealFi. See, RealFi actually uses the real token, which is built on the XRP ledger within its technology. And RealFi is massive. I mean, they've just officially entered phase two, which is focused on adoption and large-scale integration of the RealFi ecosystem, with the CTF token really at the center point of that. But on top of this, these guys are actually real